Okay, we're in. We're in. What's going on, peoples? It was just 11:07. Missed it right there. Wanted to show it to you. It's 11:08 right now. Missed it, but out there, but I should have been a little bit better prepared. Didn't really plan on jumping in here today and sitting down with you, but had a prompt to. I had a prompt to do such a thing and get on here and share with you a little bit. Give me 1 second. Yeah, share with you a little bit because today has been a busy day. Been a pretty busy day for us, you know? Excuse me. Yeah. So, welcome once again here to PoSA. Okay. We have, we're not going to be in that don't give a fuck, but we are still, we always stay in that mode, okay? It's ready. It's ready. But in a general sense, we're going to go ahead and just soak up some of the day, A lot of things happen today with a lot of people, and it's getting, I would say better. Why? Because we're all learning a little bit more, and not just learning, but actually doing the applied chemistry part of it. You know what I'm saying? That POC, applied chemistry part. Pure applied chemistry. 2:16 on the clock. And so, even though we might be separate places and everything, you know what I'm saying? We might be separate places and everything, and we're going through some rough waters, you know what I'm saying? And we're in a boat rowing by ourselves and everything, And and we probably, don't get me wrong, some, I've got inside of boats and everything, the canoes and everything, water rafting, or two with two people in it, and one person is not doing their side on the other, you end up going in a circle and everything, you know what I'm saying? And so sometimes you really want to be doing with one going solo, okay? At the same time, when you do have two, it's cool. Why? Because when it was not necessarily in the white waters or something like that, you know what I'm saying? We can go ahead and we'll take turns, and I'll roll, you know what I'm saying? And while you chill and everything and enjoy the scenery or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And one side on the other, just one stroke on one side while the other person is doing the other side, and you switch it up, whether it be for the exercise or, you can get your rhythms and everything like that. I'm sure if you've gone canoeing or whitewater rafting, and you know what I'm talking about. So this is what is going like right now inside of life right now, whether we like it or not, we are in the water. And again, if we don't necessarily become the water, like Bruce was saying, then it's going to be pretty fucking rough ride, okay? Because like you said, water goes through every single crevice and crack and everything to fill up everything. You know what I'm saying? And that's pretty much what we got to go through right now, And in the giant sense, say if we had all of our 24 helixes, that's only, we say 12 and everything, right? That's just 12, but that's not the double portion. As we have the 24 hours in a day, 24 crowns, we have the 24 elders, okay? And we have the 24 priests, First Chronicles 24. And so we have the 24 helixes going you know, we're able to go up and down and do everything, just like that water is going through everything. You know what I'm saying? And right now, I think we're starting to go ahead and actually utilize all 24, and even connect them to the 72 nadis and everything. You know what I'm saying? So the 72 nadis is basically the same thing as your sewers. Okay, sewers has got the double, meaning the 114, and the nadis. Of course, you're gonna find that over in Ayurvedic in India. Okay, you're gonna find that over there, and it's basically double portion of the same thing. You know what I'm saying? One half the body, one half, I think we call them titans also. Okay, so basically today is like the 19th and everything. It still is for right now. It's actually 1:14 on the clock right now. You get to see that one. You get to see that one. Okay, we just got finished talking about the 14s right there. We get to see that. All right, you see what I'm saying? There we go. We're still in the mix. We're still in the mix. That's cool. All right, and so let me hit this window really fast over here. Yeah, so I wanted to come on here today and actually give a shout out again to dang, I didn't write it down. Everybody knows who I watched today. Okay, I did write it down, but I don't know where I put it at right now. Okay, I watched Intuitive Kev. Before Intuitive Kev, I went ahead and got to give the thanks to uh, Tennille, Lady Tennille. 4 o'clock. We started up early. Early. She's been uh, referring. Excuse me. Uh, about Intuitive Kev. Even what's his name? Unc 79. You know what I'm saying? Uncle Savage. He, I guess was mistaken for Intuitive Kev. You know what I'm saying? So I even sat in and watched Intuitive Kev today. You know, and for a little bit there, it was good. It was good. Uh, we went ahead also, and who else? Mine is going blank right now on who else we watched. Oh no, Minnow, okay, because I hadn't. He was off of my algorithm for a long time, and I didn't necessarily write down all those people that I was following through each phone, okay, through each phone when it died, whatever. So therefore, we had to just start up a new one. You know what I'm saying? And with a few core, that I had been following that I knew, okay, pull this over, pull it, okay, and that's what I did. And everybody else, we got lost in transition. We got lost in transition. Even after hooking up back up with a few people, we ended up, having different brain waves going. Like today I saw 144, chosen 144, and we just on different brain waves, man. Different brain waves, and it's okay. You know what I'm saying? It's okay. And so we just wave and keep it pushing. That's what I generally do. I don't look to be put enough energy into something to say, oh, I hate that bitch or that motherfucker right there. Now with people that's still inside of them, the energy like this, you know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. Hey, I do go ahead there sometimes, especially when I see even Ignited today, say for instance, was beautiful to see, you know, because it was everybody, we don't necessarily know, and we do want to go ahead and believe, in these individuals, or for them just to complete a task, whether it be on the positive agreeables or the disagreeables. Okay, and so therefore, when these different people were put up, and they weren't that person, and they didn't complete the task, you know, and so even with translation and or whether it be understanding of the individual, like even for myself, like I said, even with Rusty today, okay, I went ahead and saw the dog pointing one way. I saw the dog and everything, but it was like I was attached to the colors, and the colors was like on one side of on the left side. So I let the thought form us right there and said, psh. And even though she's speaking all kinds of positive, 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 that color stuck in my mind. And you know what? 11 o'clock. That is the whole thing of the angels, and even you know reducing our kaleidoscope of colors. Okay, reducing our kaleidoscope of colors only down to 7, and then slipping in a couple of more, but not necessarily inside the rainbow that was given. So then we're only, like oscillating between 7 colors. So even though we see brown, all the time, that's not one of the colors inside there. Or even pink, that's not one of the colors inside there. Now it might be in the transition, okay, of the colors and so forth that's inside of there, but we don't see it clearly. And that's what happens in everything, whether it be in colors, whether it be in verbiage, whether it be in reading or reading a person, a person, place, or thing, a noun, or coming into union with that of one of an L, okay, or yay, okay, or something of someone of a higher angle or angel, as we might call them, and then coming into the right energy, right vibration, and right frequency with those types of people, and even that's even higher. I would say higher than the seven rainbow colors, and any of those colors in between just the 7 rainbow colors, because we're talking about a kaleidoscope. And that, again, that word kaleidoscope is like Kali, Kali, like Kalima with a K, not with a C, not Californian, but with a K. And Kali is that's in kaleidoscope. You see what I'm saying? Kaleidoscope. It was actually, which brings me into, okay, it gives me the way to go to here, the story to when I was inside of in prison, where I went ahead and fasted and prayed because I needed to keep contact with my children, and I needed to go ahead and keep learning German, keep it going, and learn another language, which I suggested to even Phoenix, and because the way her mind works, that's the reason why I chose Chinese. And the reason why I even did that and everything is because when I went to go take it, okay, 14 on the clock, cool. This is my point right there. We're going to the point. Oh my goodness, cool, I caught it. Okay, when I went to go take it, a Chinese teacher and everything, now I had all this stuff going on, what we're doing right now, even what I'm going through right now, going on. It was still going. It was going on. It was in the midst of even not even talking to my parents at the time, and still going off of that of what had just happened to me, with the brother just taking 5,000 or 4,000 from me, and I'm down here in his marriage now, and so I'm going to school over here, and so all this stuff is rolling, and I'm taking this still to go take the Chinese class because I still have my mission. And so I did get through 2 semesters, not necessarily passing grades. No, the first one I got a passing grade. Yeah. and didn't necessarily complete the second one. Okay, but when I went to go actually get tutored from the lady, you felt, you know, how again energy and everything, energy. You know, it was like a one of those type of energies and everything. You know, coming from her. Now I know I had mine in a thing of like learning and everything, but I could feel it. And so, but we did have a couple of other melanated, just two and two different in both semesters, two melanated men who actually were in there taking the course and everything too, and they were already inside of a business sense and had to come in and learn because he's getting ready to go over here to China, so he's got to go ahead and learn some uh, Chinese, of course. You know what I'm saying? So he's picking it up, you know, and so it was cool to see everybody's, you know, moving and everything, and so I go ahead and I do that and everything. So I stated all that and everything just to talk about the vibration, the frequent, you know, like when you meet a person and they've been asking for help and this, that, or whatever, you know, all that stuff and everything. It was kind of it was kind of off, and but at the same time, you know, there for the help. She was there for the help, you know. So, and now when I was speaking this story right now, it hit 14, you know, 11, 14. And so the 14 and everything was back to the acupuncture, in which I'm still going to complete. Okay, it had of the healing of the body, the 14 meridians and so forth of the body. You know, it was this was the childhood thought form or dream, especially since I went and had got the at a younger age when I got all the pressure points, you know, of the body, and like 6 or 7 years old, and we had it plastered on the back of the wall, you know, on our back door and everything, you know, and so with that right there, you know, these different things that were placed inside of our life, and we're figuring out how and why. We're just how and why, and we're going for what we know. Okay, and at that point, that's why I went ahead and picked up the acupuncture too with the Chinese, and then met the oh my goodness, met this lady Ed Glidewell, and she was Chinese. And when I spoke to her about the I Ching, you know, she said, "Wow, wow, nobody ever talks about the I Ching," you know, and she was giving me acupuncture to quit smoking. Like I probably need right now to go ahead and slow down this eating now, but thanks to goodness, I want to say love. I can't remember the actual. That's what I wanted to write down too. The actual um, uh, channel that's actually posting a lot of the Bruce Lee uh, memoirs and so forth and everything. You know, he went and put up there today even what uh, his name was Pirate, who followed his course and did broke it down for 30 days and everything. So all that stuff, all this, like today was really a synchronization, even for today being the 19th, and even DNA we're sitting up here talking about. Okay, and yeah. So with these surahs, you know, the 114, and even down, take the one away to the 14 that I'm here talking about, because we're talking about the 14 meridians. I was walking down the street yesterday and going over inside my mind also about a lot of different things, and I was wondering about my son Timmy. Now Timmy, you know, I wanted him to be called Solomon, okay, but that's okay. She had a different route, and we see the route because I forget the verse and chapter right now, and I should know it. You know, when we wrote this, we actually, I should have showed you right now. I should have had this out for you right now also. The city of Schwabach and wrote, okay? Rothschilds, they're really Rothschilds. And the zip code again is 911, which is, 911, okay? 9:11, Genesis, Bereshit, 2:6, which is that of God, and God, which is gold, in the English, which is teaching, and then also that in the Ivrit of the Yod He Wahe, or Yod He Vahe. 1 second. So it's an American value of 26. And Schwabach itself has, when I went to go down to the library, you know, after a fast, I met this guy and he ends up giving me, he's from Schwabach. I told this story once before. I'm not going to go into it all again, but he's from Schwabach and he gives me, and he doesn't know German at all, but he gives me all the books, give me a brochure, and the brochure for the city, which I had never knew, and the city itself was known for gold. Okay? To go on top of Dr. Blair's today with the post, what I post and everything, you know, as far as when he finished talking about the agreements of those of that no one talks about, no one knows about, you know, that everyone is influenced by. All of these leaders up here are, you know, pretty much peons, influenced by that of the underworld kings, real kings. Not no people that, you know, walk around pimping with no damn crown on up here. Motherfuckers don't know shit up here. Sorry. Okay? And that's with all due respect for the Most High, for real kings. Not necessarily, man is man. Man, sometimes it's man on man on man. You know what I'm saying? And that's to include myself. That's to include myself. All right? And to include woe man. All right? So don't take it here or there. We're just, you know, straight shooting. And so what it was and everything, and again, you know, that's applied. Also, we still go ahead and stay right with the body and everything, because each of the 14 meridians are a point in which the earth, even when I'm stating, you know, the different places and everything, like say for instance, Tustin, California meant testicles. Okay. Then you got the casino down the street, it's Pachanga. Okay. These are different points on the earth, which is a body and many bodies. Okay. Pachanga means breasts, in case you didn't know that, titties and so forth. You know, Tustin means testicles of El Toro, the bull. So we see these things all over the place. This is acupuncture and everything. This is the same thing, whether it be on let's say this is the micro. Let's say this is the micro, to the macro being, you know, where we came from, to the macro, and even on a larger scale, there, the blood flow is called the periodical chart. Same thing. Okay. Then you got a cosmic on top of that. So, you know, it goes, and that's what I'm saying, with 24 helices that's needed to go up and down, even in thought, are not necessarily calibrated with a K, calibrated correctly, okay, with a K. Okay, why does I say with a K? Because K means kopf. Kopf is head. The kaf, is the palm, hand. And so this is like Palmdale, okay? The hand of the man. That C is with the hand, you know, hand and so forth. You know what I'm saying? It's different than Kopf. And Kopf is actually the last name of my first wife. Okay? Her father was Peter Kopf, literally dickhead, if we want to be a dick about it. But I did put a certain thing up here to where people was questioning even that of Even Peter inside the book, inside of the scriptures and everything, was because Peter was what? Crucified upside down. Well, there's one scientist and everything, his name was Peter also, and I put it up here. I will put it up again today, and they were questioning his principles. So they said the Peter principles, and everything is really about a Peter. You know what I'm saying? We got Peter Sellers in the Pink Panther. So we think, all these things is correlated with ease. And even in the book of Peter, and we're talking about gender again. Second Peter 2:16 states, and the dumb donkey speaking in a male's voice said, but we go back to Numbers 22, chapter 22, and it's a she. So we're seeing the flip-flop again. And this brought me back to Schwabach, brought me back to Timmy, because Timmy means perennial, like a Christmas tree, and Sarah, and Timnath Serah, which is called Debir, okay? Which is called Devere, my name. And that is called City of the Book, okay? So all of our names are mentioned right next to each other, or right as it's the same thing. City of the Book, which is Debir, okay? The city, okay, of Hebron, which is right again on the other side of Shasta. So Shasta is the one who soaked up all of that energy right there, all right, burnt it down. I wanted to say that again, but I wanted to go ahead and say this. I was getting to the point with Timmy, and the meridians of the body, because even I was far away to where I didn't necessarily have my glasses on to see, and I was thinking about them, okay? To see the numbers of the walks of the sign and everything in which you can walk across. It says we have so many seconds. Starts. I forget. I got to look to see when it starts. It might say 24 seconds or something. I don't even know. But when I finally got into vision to where I could see it, it said 14, and I'm thinking about them. And the reason why it stuck so bad is because on this picture inside of Instagram, he left the picture there of when he's 14. And it says 14 on there. And I didn't understand it. I did not understand it. And this is what I believe happened. This is when he was violated. To get straight to it. This is when he was violated. And that is so important because of, see, the bar mitzvah, I want to say these things happen at 12. The bar mitzvah, or a bat mitzvah for the girl, at 12. Not to know that if he was following it or not, I at this point in time, I do not know. But one thing I saw already, Emmanuel, through the pictures and everything, because he's making a film of filming himself, and he's filming him with his left eye. He's already in it. He's already in it. All to the left and everything. And a couple of pictures and everything. He's the way he's standing and everything. He's already, so we saw how he was groomed. So I believe at 14 is when someone took his manhood from him. And I think they did it at 14. Why? Because it cuts him in half from actually the numerical value from being 28, which is a man. All right? And this is going back over what we stood, it has to go back over because it's dealing with man, and we're still talking about today, which is 19, which is DNA. again, that goes back to chapter 19, where Las Vegas, the Vegas star system, okay, uh, we lost, I guess, against the fucking uh, Dracons, you know, Illyrians lost against the Dracons, and all the things that they went on after that inside that land, which is Death Valley, and then the destruction, the Death Valley, the hit right there. And so, as it was destruction to the body of the Death Valley of the earth, so was it a destruction to Timothy. Okay, and he didn't know any other way to do it except to put it out there and leave it on the 14. And I finally figured it out. And so with that right there, I've been talking about it, but this right here, I'm gonna go a little bit deeper, on it right now, and it's gonna be Isaiah 28, because we just went over it the other day, but it's a lot of things I didn't go ahead and jump into, and I wanted to jump into tonight. We got some sirens in the background. You can hear right now, 31, 33 on the clock. And so, and everybody who wanted to swords me up, they always wanted to give you a 7-7 number. A 7-7 number, And it's getting closer and closer, huh? Yeah. So this 7-7 number is important. Why? Because this is the 707th chapter of the King James Bible. And that is chapter 28, which is numerical value for the earth, turtle, island, and that of man, 28, and that of woman. But this is with the man, and that is the menstrual cycle. Okay, this is all of it. This is all of our connection right there. We're all connected inside of this. Period. Also, who was in, even with the whole thing, and this is what happened with Timmy also. Okay, this is also Bait Nimar. Okay, Nimar is Nimrod, like Leonard Nimoy. The Nimoy, the Nim is Nimrod. The Leonard is out of the leopard. Okay, and at the same time, the reverse chapter is 483. And this is the year that Buddha died. Buddha was feminine. Nimrod had sex with his mother. And I know for a fact that Anne had a sex with Timothy also. So all of this really, 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 really hit hard. And so it starts out here. It says, "Woe to the crown of pride, to the drunkards of Ephraim, whose glorious beauty is a fading flower, which are on the head of the fat valleys of them that are overcome with wine." That wine is blood. "Behold, the Lord hath a mighty strong one, which has the tempest of the hall and destroying storm and a flood of mighty waters." We're still in the waters, or watas. Okay, but these are ers, so we can understand there's a difference between wata, and water. So these mighty waters, they got to be strong waters, overflowing, shall cast down to the earth with the hand. So we know what hand that is. "The crown of pride, the drunkards of Ephraim, shall be trodden under feet." trampled under feet, and the glorious beauty of which is on the head of the fat valleys shall be a fading flower, and as the hasty fruit before the summer. So we're in that season right now of the hasty fruit before the summer. We just started. And with the lady who had just started right now, who just gave that Gemini reading, and I forgot to get her name right now, she's just right on time. And I love the way she opened up, because she still opened up with a choice and everything. You know what I'm saying? Everything is a choice. You know this, and I went ahead and put some emphasis on it. We could still go ahead and have this same crown of pride right here, and that's a lion pride. That's a Lion pride, not a Lyan pride. That's the reason why they took that. They took that and duplicated it. Lyan. There, when you listen to Bruce Lee, I'm telling you, there are no eyes. Now there are no eyes. Even even when we go ahead and the saying that we have, it says there are no big eyes or little U's. So that's, if there's no big eye, maybe that one, if it's a one with the sun dot on there, then that's it. But this book was written, it says no jot or tittle shall be, okay? No jot or tittle. Now it can't be all capital letters, because that is what that's on our driver's license and everything. So we have to have the small letters and so forth like that. Okay. I don't know if it was spelled with the sound though. See, what we're missing right now, we're missing the sounds. Like they tell us the word again, good, but that letter is jihad, you know, all those types of things like that. And so that right there was not just the spelling, and even and you have to be a pro at it. You had to be a pro at what? At nouns. So the pronunciation of it, and so this is none or noon, okay? None, noon, which is the God over the day and over the night. It's always noon. The only thing that's coming in between is that it is rotation of the sun. Noon is always there. She sustains all of everything, day and night. So 12 o'clock noon or midnight, which is also the numerical value of 108. And what we're getting inside, when I said hold the line, precepts, okay? No, kav. Kav is line in Ivrit, and sav is order, okay? So it says line upon line, kav upon kav, kav upon kav. And why do we have kav? It's K. So we have the kopf, the head, okay? AV, Av, meaning what? Father, Kav. And that is the line. So when we look at it again, Yi Jing, or the I Ching, okay, for instructional purposes, the Yi Jing, we see holding together is line number 5 in change number 8. So if line number 5 and change number 8, that's 13. Okay, that's 13. What makes the 14th? The body. So all 13 zodiac or galaxies are floating around. What makes the 14th? The body does. Okay? And that's why the cutting of the body, the molesting of the body, the cutting, what Timmy put 14 up there as they had to get them, because once you get past a certain thing, what it is it's within a contract. And these are the contracts of the subterranean, of which these books were also made up of, and given the dualistic recipes to go ahead and give the people so that we're all looking at the same book seemingly, but unless we understand how to read and interpret these things and understanding the line upon line upon line, precept upon precept, precept upon precept, here a little, there a little. And that's in every single book. Every single book. So it's something to go ahead and think about. Something to go ahead and think about. And so it says it twice inside here. I'm going to do that 28:10. It says, for precept must be upon precept, precept upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line upon line. Here a little, there a little. Okay, that's in verse 28:10, verse 28:13. And it has line upon line is going to be a semicolon. If you hit, I'm just going to keep on reading for the sake of time. Okay, and 28:13. So I would advise you to get you a 16:11, so you can, uh, you know, enjoy it that way. Or you'll be struggling and saying, I have to write that. It's up to you. It's up to you totally. So 28:13 says the same thing, but it has an added verse. It says, but the word of the Lord was upon them, precept upon precept, precept upon precept, colon. No, semicolon. Line upon line, semicolon. Here a little, there a little, semicolon. This is the addition. That they may go and fall backward. Go and fall backward. And be broken. And snared. And takin. Aleph tav to Kenya. Even the bro is the bro hose of Kenya breaking the buck, whether it be masculine or feminine. All of that is going back to Ham, which is right here. I'm saying back, but it's infiltrated because everybody came over in Isaiah 55. Okay, it's infiltrated. Okay, and so I went back over that again to go ahead and state what I finally feel you, Timmy, and you told me a little while ago, and I couldn't get it. I did go ahead and also who told me to jump back in here. Excuse me. Is that of Phoenix, and even in recognizing that Phoenix right now, whether it be the phony, okay, we still got the phony in there because it's PHOE, okay, and even the Knicks, like the New York Knicks or Knicks herself, okay, NYX, all right. And as the X, but that's again, everybody who came in, there was a time also, like we said, we got finished listening to who put that X back down in there. And I was like, Malcolm X. And even though he kept the same Malcolm, the MAL, a Mal meaning, in the English anyway. I have to go look it up in the other to make sure that it's, even when we go Lam, it goes, Lam is the letter inside of, what is it? Aleph, Mem, no, Aleph, Lam, but with two A's inside the acrostics of the Arabiya, okay? All of alms, ALMS, Aleph, Alif, not Aleph, Alif. That's the I. They put the I inside of there. See, this I is not ours, you guys. And you have to understand that. It's not. Our I is spelled with A-Y. I. That's it. I've been going back and forth with that with a lot of people. And I'm not going to go back and forth with that anymore. Okay? Because wow, I just went right to it. I'm going to jump back over here because I just went right to it. I'm sorry. I was going to go to 29. I'm going to hit it real quick. But this right here, it says 28:7. But they have also erred, ERRED, erred. We want to say air, no, erred through wine and strong drink are out of the way. Semicolon. The priest and the prophet have erred. ERRED. And we got to look at that red because it's der of German also. DER. And der might be like a dare. You know, people might take that as a dare to do something. But it's der, die, das. Der for the masculine, die, which is spelled die. And that's what they really want to do, is killing. Der, die, das for plurality. But yet that's singular also for the Turkish girl, a das, which is SAD, sad, okay? Was sad girl, again, back to light, took the whole thing and, did the monster mash with it. You know what I'm saying? The mix mash. You know what I'm saying? It's back and forth. It's back and forth. And that's what I'm saying here, little, there, little. It's not just page to page. It's within an actual word. It's within an actual two letters. Even one of the simplest ones is you take the alphabet and you go A through 13. So it's gonna be A through M. Okay? AM in the morning. Just remember that. Then you go through N through Z. N through Z. Okay? So we basically have what? 13 and 13. Well, the first two letters on each one, that's going to be A, B, N, O. A, B, N, O. So that's anbo. Anbo. And what does bo mean? This is me. Bo means to come and go. An is what? The sun. The sun. But that's okay, that's on. Okay. So but with anu, no, see, I'm not even saying it. That's ain. See, I'm saying it wrong. Like they will say an, okay, like with two N's. So that's ain. See, I gotta catch myself. That's ain bo. Ain bo. Not anbo. Ain bo. Okay? So as we say Ann, ANN, the feminine name, same thing. Okay, and Bo. They call Eugene Brown Jr. Bobo. I went ahead and took Bo. And I've been coming and going ever since, Been coming and going ever since. So another thing, we can change our names, because don't think that you can change your name and you can change your whole birth date. That's what they do when they came over here. And they took another name, okay? And I have relatives that done it. Born Evelyn, switched to Mickey, then went to Jasmine. So she elevated in thought wise and probably switched her numbers and everything too to go ahead to be in sequence with the vibration of that name and the things that will actually go along with it. So this is what the whole second book of Exodus is about. Relieving whatever it is that we were in, are in, we deem ourselves to be, because when we come into knowledge of how this world works, then we go ahead and we change. This is the change. This is Kav. Okay? Line meaning Kav. K-A-V. To change, right? And now and pi, okay? Pi, which is the eighth change in the I Ching, which is called holding together. That's that fifth line, the masculine yang. Okay? and all the other one are feminine. That's a 9, and every other line is 6. 9 in the 6th place, in the 5th place. 9 in the 5th place is what? What does it reduce down to? 14. You see what I'm saying? It reduces back down to 14. So we hold that position back to the body again. We haven't even gone off track yet. That's how this is so synced. And I can carry you this over to India. Fucking we do the same thing in India's book. We come back over to motherfucking damn Jane book. We go to Jane. We go to down to Aztec. You know, take you down to Ben and everything. You know, the Aztec calendar down here. Do the same thing. We would look at the number 25. We have it right here. It's yet and beginning with chapter 444, which is Yerach or Jeremiah. It ends with what? 52, which is what? Our weeks in the year. Okay? And that number belongs to who? The Aztec calendar. Okay? So, and that also belongs in music to what? The white keys. 52 of them. And we go back to Anu, which are the black keys. Okay? 36. 36. Okay? And so so what happens here? Yeah, we went on that. So I wanted to hit also while we're right here. Woe to ARRIL. Woe to ARRIL. Why ARRIL? Because ARRIL is actually one of Rena's nieces also, you know? And it's not even that. It's just as it was woe to all the crown of pride over here in chapter 28, the next one is woe to ARRIL, the city where David dwelt. So we know where David fucking did some shit. It says that with an explanation point. Period. Okay? Explanation point, period. So we know David was not necessarily who we think David fucking was. David was really not David. His name was really Daweed from India. Okay? And Daweed is that of the masculine of Devi, okay? Which is the feminine. So they just went ahead and actually Devi is with one V, so they added a W with another V and made it Daweed. And then they gave him the ID of 49, really, because it's really 94. Okay, the I is 9 and 4, but if we read correctly, you know, we didn't start reading left to right until we got the Koine Greek, which is the lowest common Greek. Okay, it's not even high middle Greek. It's not even fucking high Greek. It's the lowest common Greek, and then we got the dead Latin language or English language, you know, in which they use the English, the letters and so forth, because we still use the points, and we can even, you know, as you know, people, I'm gonna say cluck, but they click, you know, click. You know, there's so many different ways we just vibrate it, and we still do. You know, so, but we're stuck. We've been beside of a fishbowl over here, and nobody has really been giving a fuck. Just turn on the TV. So do like Kendrick Lamar said, turn off the TV. Okay, so it says where David dwelt, period. It says add yea year to year. Okay? Let them kill sacrifices. So that yea year to year was a semicolon. That's a copy paste in. Let them kill sacrifice. So they're telling you to kill the fucking yea. Okay? But they're still saying, woe to ARRIL in the city where David dwelt. Now that where is italicized, so it's not even in there. So the city David dwelt. That's what it says. All right. Now it gives us over here, and I'm going to go to these two. We got Ezekiel 24:6 through 9. 24:6 through 9, it says, "Wherefore thus says Lord," as Lord, capital L, lowercase o, lowercase r, lowercase d. Lord, all caps on a God, colon. "Woe to the bloody city, and to the pot where those scum therein, and those scum is not gone out of it." Explanation point. Bring it out piece by piece, semicolon. Let no lot fall upon it. For her blood is in the midst of her. They didn't say him. It didn't say him. Her. She sat upon the top of a rock, semicolon. Okay. She poured it upon the ground to cover it with dust, semicolon, that it might cause fury to come up and take vengeance. Them dry bones of Ezekiel getting ready to, whoo, they calling us right now. These are the dry bones that everybody's sitting around here that we don't understand what the hell is going on. So even these bones that you're sitting up here walking, these limbs that you're walking in right now, those limbs is dry, and these is what's actually getting filled right now. It's like I said, it's not necessarily the growth spurt right now. It's not necessarily up in stature and everything. It's probably getting thicker. Okay, so it's going to take a little bit more for us and everything, and we might even, like I say, it's going to be feeling lethargic, because if we're blasting up, that's a centrifugal force, and we have to, in order to blast up, we have to have a strong, because we can't, like the oak, like she was saying, she was saying oak tree, the oak and everything. And the thing with the oak is fucking, you got to look at the oak because it is strong and everything, right? Why? Because oaks, OAKS, is going against chaos, KAOS. And therefore, we have to suck up more water, soak, SOAK, more water. Let me say that again. The strong oaks that we are getting thicker with right now, we're not necessarily going to, we have to be rooted. Because we are, OAKS is going against KAOS, chaos, yin. Okay? And we have to get rooted with what? Water. And what do we have to do? SOAK, soak it up. So that's oaks, chaos, and soak, all within one thing, and we have to do it all just by changing a letter here, line upon line, line upon line, here a little, there a little. So even within that first, and it was only 4. It's only 4. Okay? So that's the reason why it doesn't necessarily have to be a speed read. They wanted you to teach you speed reading, so you sped right over the shit and just said, even, said, fuck that semicolon or fuck that tile side. I wonder why the words like that. Oh, whatever. They wanted you to do it just like that. Dude, that's the fucking part of the plan right there. So if you don't slow it down, and again, soak it up, or chaos will go ahead and, like an oak, strongly whip your ass. Continually. So that's up to you. It's up to you. YO/you and Ophiuchus you too. You can go ahead. Choice is yours. Choice is yours. You know what I'm saying? I am not want to get inside of your way, but don't think you're going to come down my street messing with me though either, or me or mine at the same time. Okay. So the other one, I want to go here again. Is there the other one I wanted to go check out? It says 2 Samuel 5:9. 2 Samuel 5:9. We're gonna go ahead that real quick. And 5:9 states over here, it states, so David dwelt in the fort, and he called it the city of David. Period. And David built round about from Milo and inward. Okay, Milo or Milo is a Reuben, from a Cunningham family side of the family, and they're Hamites. And Reuben again, he took the resh, the beginning. It's not the head, but it's the beginning, like the firstborn and everything in the Ivrit. But it's not the head like the K, the Kaf, and the reason why let me show you why the K, the Kaf is the head. Let me show you why, okay? See the K? All right. Why? Because for one, we have a line. It says it has a base, and then the V is up. Okay? So it has a line. So again, they just took the damn K, however you want to look at it. They took it and fucking flipped it. All right? But it has a line. That's the reason why. All right? And this is a V. That's the reason why Kof is the head and Resh is like the first, springs off of that. Not only that, but see, Resh Resh, like up here, this is like a R. It's lowercase r, okay? And they went ahead and made it to a upper. And so this right here is really like a hamsik. But it's a V. It's a V, but this has it's not a straight, there's no connection right there. It's really in the wind. Actually, it looks like birds. It's like a bird. It's connected to there. All right. And so, yeah. So Melio was actually the first sacrifice for the Cunningham family, you know? And the story went again. I guess he was helping him out. His Reuben, his what's his name? Not Doug Cunningham, Carl. So he had two C's. He CC'd up too. Carl Cunningham. Like Carl Benz, but Carl Benz is spelled with a K, not with a C. Not with a C. Yeah. And now you'll see it with a C, but I'm sure they made sure that it was with a K, just like they did with Kopf. Okay, for German. Germans don't be fucking around as far as knowing. They know what letters, because even the word that D sunny for feminine, for girl, means die. So it's basically saying, and a son is feminine. So they want the fucking that's this son, our son. They want that son to motherfucking die. Why? Because they fucking get ate the fuck up. I mean, I'm not laughing, and but just for the evil motherfuckers, okay? Just for the evil, because even for us, for me especially, I wouldn't even be here today if because my father again was saved by that of a gray, or I'm not gonna say gray meaning Caucasian, but I don't even like to call them Caucasian even because it gives the root again over to Asia, you know, of creating him and so in a Caucasus, like Caucasus Mountains and so forth, you know, and I don't even know if the mountains, tell you the truth, they call them the Caucasus Mountains, and they're pretty high, but I don't know. I got to look and see how long snow stays on these mountains. You know what I mean? For us to even call them Caucasus, because what I just said right now, because the cause, like cause, is just causation. This happened because of that. That's a chain reaction of something. You know what I'm saying? A cause and effect. Caucus, cause and effect. Simple as that. If you look at it that way. So because we went over here and it was less sun over here, then became Caucasoid. Simple stuff like that. You see what I'm saying? And it's embedded all through the language like this. So it's easy to go ahead and grab it, but one has to go ahead and come out of the normal. I got to give it to her. Me, Maya. She had the video and everything where she's, and this is before this. She knew what was the fuck was going to happen with the internet. She was ready, to be the first one there on the scene because we produced it. That's the reason why we produced the whole fucking internet. It was not a. It was not a. And that's a trip that I'd never went that route. Everybody around me went that route though. Doug Staubach, he went that route. Stephen, my uncle, who's like, he really like six months older than me, but his father is Doug McHenry, one of my Eugene Brown's friends who came and had sex with my grandmother, and he didn't find out till he was later on. He was again like and his body was tall, slender, and he was the darkest one out of all. And but he was the last. So his name was Stephen, just like Doug and Anne, her second husband was Stephen also, which means crown, and everything. So, but she left her crown to come fuck with me, take the contract to come fuck with me. She left her crown like a motherfucker. And they were even the crown. Stephen was into computers. I was into actually getting out here and vibing. And so with that right there, we've been going at what I got on here at 11:07, so that's about an hour right there. It's about an hour. Yeah, I just want to go ahead and again, thank you again for the travel, and because I have been doing everything in a blind, it's been a little bit. I've had to rely on each of you. And it's humbling. It's humbling because you don't necessarily know. You hear, and don't get me wrong. You see, I see with my surroundings and thank you, Most High and everybody else is actually here. Okay, here, here, you know, and the two souls on our feet to move to make all these things happen. So I do. We know it's still hard doing it in the blind. And you'll figure it out. You'll figure it out too one time when you actually go ahead and when you sign your contract to a higher higher life form, and just simply wanted to just, hey, I guess go where no man has gone before, like Captain Kirk. But we don't want to do like Kirk, though. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to do like Kirk. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah, no. But they did just tell you the whole story, you know? Tell you the whole story right there. The only thing they did is shrunk the green bitches down, you know what I'm saying? Because they some tall bitches. They could jump the whole body inside of it. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Hey, we got a pearl here. A whole pearl. Oh shit. Stupid. Anyways, we're gonna go ahead and get up out of here, but not without, I should say, a bar from Dorothy Barr. The winds have changed. The winds have changed. Number 69. The winds have changed. Time has gone by. The world has turned another complete circle. Life has been lived another day. But through all of the changes, all that has happened, for all the feelings that have been hurt, through every fear that has fallen, there is still a smile. And though we have drifted apart, we still find a comfort in it all. The smiles we make it better. Soon we will find that the pain is all gone, by Dorothy Parr. The two R's. Love just won't die. It says at the top, this one can work for us. Make an extra copy for you. I wonder if that was for me. Okay, I see what's going on. She's really speaking to me right here, too. Love, the J is very, very, very dark. So you can see the J. You see what I'm saying? She's deep. But she, bar number 79, like Uncle 79, is the fucking truth. Is the truth. Okay? That's what bar is, all right? Just let you I said just to let you know, girls and boys. The truth, the source of goldness. Teaching. The truth, the source of goldness, not goodness, goldness, G-oddness even. G-oddness, meaning we have to go ahead, we have to fight. Sorry. Love just won't die. The love I have for you is just won't die. Your memory just won't let go. My heart just won't stop crying for you. Won't stop sighing, 39ing for you. Sometimes the hurt gets easier, that sharp pain goes dull, but your face still hangs around. That feel of your tender lingers. Those feelings of your tender kisses lie on my lips. I still feel that special look of you have in your eyes. In your eyes. I love you have in your eyes. It still lies within my heart. By Dorothy Barr, with 2 R's. The love I have, number 70, the love I have for you will always be, though I know we can't be together, in my heart, I know you must stay where you are. This pain I feel, my heart will subside. These tears I cry for you will one day be dry, or will dry. This heart you have broken will heal. The dreams you have shattered will change. This life that has fallen apart will mend. So I will live again without you. By Dorothy Barr, the 2 R's. We go more here, 71, 71. Now they oscillated between 70 and 71. They had different teaching for what reasons. I have to go back over again. But as far as for the number of people who in Israel who left out of the Exodus, it said 70 and 71. So 70 was without Yaakov, 71 was with. And but there's a here a little, there a little, precept upon precept type of a, something with that. I remember. So if you Google it, you'll see. They'll tell you about what I'm talking about. So don't think it was 70, and don't. And if you thought about it, like I thought about it. Well, if there's 70 people, then with him it's 71, and 71 is really what 117 on the clock, part 17 on the motherfucking thought form, right? Yeah, yeah. Again, make an extra copy for you. This one could be cool for us right now. She is speaking to me again. You know what? This is what she was talking about. Probably when I looked it over, she already wrote this. When I was supposed to read it the first fucking time. Wow. So she was really ready for me at that point in time, and this was a struggle too. I gotta remember it. I gotta tell you. I mean, I've said it before. My ancestors came in there and was fucking her up. That was my ancestors that had her in the air, and she was scared. My ancestors was fucking her up. I was in the shower and we was about to have sex for the second time, and my ancestors did not want her to fucking have sex. Period. So she was up in the air, and that's when I saw. I told you, I came out the bathroom. Said, she was floating a motherfucking bed like this, and I jumped on top of her, and then she just grabbed me and started crying and shaking and shit. Figured they were trying to get inside of me. But she was lying. They was whipping her motherfucking ass. They already fucking knew what the fuck was going on. I'm so glad I'm going back over to stop form right now because I didn't think about this shit right now. But the title of it, When I Remember. Oh shit, let's get into it. Okay, so when I remember the times we had, I think of all of the gold, the jihad times. Then I could see that we were so happy together. When I remember the times we had, I think of all the things we talked about. I think of all of the laughs we shared. I remember the times we had. I think of all the tears we shared. I also think of all the smiles we shared. But now I can really only remember when it was all good. Sometimes those bad times would sneak in. And when I had remember how close we were to them at losing it all by Dorothy Barr. And we'll leave it there. Now we'll do one more. 72. Leave it there. Yeah, 72. That happens to be the last name of it. First of all, it's a 720 before we break everything off. 720. It's 121:21 on the clock. 720. Full 720 on it. And then actually it happens numerical value of a brown. Shit. All right. Okay, so we loved and we laughed. We loved and we laughed together. It was so special to be with you. So wonderful to share that kind of love, that kind period of love. You were the first real true love for me, and I come from a deep inside of us. I came from deep inside of us. I knew that love like this only comes once, once. So you are my only true love. You will be my love, last love, because I can't love an author again by Dorothy Barr with two R's. All right, that's going to do it. Well, it was easy as ABC. Easiest 1, 2, 3. Oh, baby, do, re, mi, ABC. That's how easy love can be. That was not easy. It's not easy. Love is not easy. You gotta have a. You gotta be a real no limit soldier. A real no limit soldier, as lady walk heavy, walk heavy. She said at one time, a no limit soldier. You know, and actually Brian, I gotta go back Brian again because I gotta see how he's doing. He was actually the first one I remember going and hearing the song again. He brought up, said "No Limit Soldier" on that one, first one I remember. If I can find that soldier that song tonight and play it again. But I thank you once again, and we made it into past the midnight. I should have stopped, but I guess we were already in it. We were talking about it when we were at midnight, 108. We were talking about it, so we did it. We did it. We were there. It's better to be in it than to just look at it, right? Anyway. So with that right there, with no further ado, I'm going to go ahead and get back to me and let you get back to you. And we will go ahead and check in again when Big Mama and that of the Most High puts it on me again. Uh, yeah, I'll be taking some time listening. I'll be taking some time going ahead and get some me time in because I do push the envelope and a lot of times I do what I said. I heard it twice. Not to repeat the same stories Keep moving on. It's time to go ahead and create. So I encourage you to do the same. You know, that is first of all like the same thing as healing and getting back to root and that of us. You know, and that right there will actually be better for us. For us, because summertime is going to be here in a minute. And honestly, for those, I have to find that one again because I did clip it with dang, what's her name right now? Comedian. I can't think of her name. Mo, Monique, Mo, yeah, Monique, and because she was talking about how she was talking about weight, exercise, and all that stuff, getting older and all that stuff and everything too. I'm gonna go ahead and post up a couple of the screenshots there and drop the video on top of that again so you can laugh. You know, she's she's cool as fuck. And really take the message though, you know, not just get the funnies part, but the 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 healthy part, the healthy part she's talking about because she's I mean she's talking about really what like how these youngsters down here on a, you know, Alvarado or just all over the whole place and everything is bent over, you know, like they fucking old. And this is what they've done to them inside of this, you know, like they did with the Yay back then or the Sherm or whatever, you know, had motherfuckers running down. You know, here everybody's bent all the fucking way over, you know, bent all the way over. Crazy. Anyways, let's go ahead and give them some prayers also and uh, enjoy your spazieren gang. Okay, I mean the way you walk, you know, when you leave up out of here and you go up out of this avatar, enjoy it, and then we will come back and we'll talk about it a little bit, man. Okay, all right. Be peaceful and multiply, and we shall see you then. All right. Thank you so much. Ciao, ciao.